Wait. My drink. Oh, no, pretty wolf. You know, pretty wolf. You know. Aquiles, qué bueno. Mira, chico, ven acá. Where's your big boy? Your big wolf. What doing? Hey, what's up, Adam? How you doing, man? How's your Sunday going? How was your 4th of July, brother? Didn't get to hear. I didn't get to hear from you about any of that. How you been? How's your weekend? I hope you and the kids got to enjoy some fireworks, man. Woo! What the girl? I lose. Hey, Cat Wolf, how's it going, Cat? How you doing? Pretty wolfy girl. Wow, Lucy. Oh, Lucy. Good. I just bought the wife. Oh, you just brought the wife to the ER. I think she broke her ankle. Oh, dude. Shit. Did she fall or she like twisted or something or just like sprained it while she was walking or damn, I hope she's alright, bro. Good so far. Just woke up. Yeah. I've been awake for a little while. I was up kinda early into the morning and but I tried to get myself up around like I think 11 or 12 or something like that. So I wouldn't sleep the entire day and then be up all night again. She stepped wrong. Big loud pop. Ooh, ow, dude, ouch. And then swelling. Yeah, that sucks, bro. Shit, man. I hope that she's alright and she can get it looked at and all that good stuff. Aquiles, Aquilín, ¿qué pasó, bonito? Well, shit, dude. I hope it's just like a heavy sprain or something and it's not actually broken. I did that once. I jumped off the back of my deck, like off like where it didn't have a railing or nothing, and I just like jumped off the edge. And when I did, I landed sideways on my ankle, so it like went like that underneath like the pedal, like, and it was pretty much the same thing. Like I heard a big loud pop, and then within minutes it starts swelling up like crazy. So damn, bro. I hope she's okay. I hope that it's nothing like crazy. Well, she might end up having to be on crutches, but hopefully not. Yeah, her friend is with her, so I can deal with the kids. Yeah. Man, that's nice though. That she got the support like that. She got a friend that could come chill with her while you take care of the kids. That's nice. Ah, Lucy. Did you just do a little sploot with your back legs out? Look at you. Oh, you just tucked them in. That's cute. Well, damn, dude. Like I said, I hope she's all right. They can get her fixed up pretty quick in the hospital, man. I know waiting in the emergency room is always like forever, but hopefully she got in and they're taking care of it. Send some sunshine. It's raining. I'll give you what I can here. This little bit of sunshine here that we got. I'd rather be with her, but it is what it is. Yeah. Well, her friend can't come like chill with the kids, or like the kids want dad. Because I know that too. I know that feeling. That struggle. Sometimes kids are just like, nope, I want dad. No, I want dad. If I can't have mom, I want dad. No, I don't want mom's friend. I want dad. You can have this 100-degree weather from Louisiana. Yeah. Yeah, it's been super hot here. It got somewhat cool yesterday, and it's back warm again today. It's a little hot today. I don't even know what the temperature is, but it's hot. It's hot. Even the wolfies aren't moving around too much. You said, "Oh heck no." Mm-mm. Yeah, man, Adam. I hope the missus is all right. I hope the emergency room don't treat her too bad, make her wait too long. All that nonsense. We all know how the emergency room can be, right? Oh, you wolfie. It's warm. You can hear the cicadas in the background, man. Some loud booms a bit ago. It seems like it is, Silk. It seems like the storm is missing us right now. I'm kind of hoping it goes all the way around us, because we do have, as you can see, beautiful shining sun, blue skies. Through the canopy of trees, of course. But it seems like it's missing us, man. I hope it does. How you doing, Silk? How's the weather where you're at, brother? Whoa, look at that. A wild shadow appears. Hey, man. Hope you had a good 4th of July, bro. ¿Cómo estás, Shadow? ¿Qué pasó, hermano? ¿Eh? ¿Qué tú haces hoy, huh? Lucy. Hey, hey. Oh, Joey. I'm trying to read, Goose, and I can't see. I can't see. I can't see. I can't see what the people's is saying in the chat, Silk girl. Hello. Hello, hello. You want to give kisses? I know. Okay. You're a sweetheart, yeah. You're a big sweet. What's that noise? What's that noise? Yeah, just a regular day. You mean my sister that didn't do anything? Okay. You're saying the hurricane is about to hit the coast. I'm doing okay. Yeah, no, I heard about the hurricane too, so I read about it. And then I watched a couple news stories about it too. Doing okay, slowly walking up. Oh, slowly waking up, drinking my coffee. Nice. So on my phone, eating breakfast. Nice, nice. What you got for breakfast, Shadow? ¿Qué estás comiendo? ¿Qué estás comiendo? Uh, Honestly, I would want the wind if it was hitting close to me. Yeah, I mean, hopefully I'm close enough off the, or far enough off the coast that it don't hit me. Cereal and a breakfast burrito. Oh yeah. Tiene huevos y qué más, y sausage and all that stuff. Salchichón. I just found a dead lightning bug chilling on the ground, and it's pretty crazy how much their underside looks like one of them little like LED lights. I don't know if you can see it. Tiny little LED lights. Actually, screw the salad. It ain't good. I'm gonna make a breakfast burrito. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lightning bug light. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Wolfie girl. What's doing? Goodness. Really trying to give kisses. Hi, Lucy. Yeah, Silk, I'm midway through like kind of my second or third coffee of the day. I've been up for a little bit, but I was up super fucking early this morning, man. Yes, sir, I do. We do got lots of shade here. You didn't go to bed until morning, like 2? Like 2 where you're at? I don't know. It was closer to like 5 when I went to bed this morning, man. I couldn't sleep, and then like right around like 5 or so, I started getting really tired. So turned in, woke up around like 11:30, something like that. I don't know. Now we're just chilling with the whoopies. I had some coffee, had some breakfast. Now we're just chilling. Just chilling outside with the puppies. The same amount of shade. Jeez, I've been there. Yeah. Yeah, no, I like the shade, but some of the trees are a little bit old. Like they could probably go, like, which sucks because I'd like to plant more so that they don't, die completely or whatever. But I also don't really want to stay here forever. So there we go. Trying to get it to sit up right. So I don't know. We'll see. Hey, Ghost, you need to get a Call of Duty Ghost outfit and dress up the hounds in costume for Halloween. I know, right? I should. I definitely should, because Fenrir's already got like one of those like black harnesses. I don't know if it'll fit him anymore though, because I got it when he was like smaller, a little bit smaller than he is now. So I might have to give that one to Lucy. But they both got like black harnesses that kind of have like the same like material as like plate carriers and stuff have. And then it's got the little loops on it too. You have to do the classic Ghost, like the OG, like with this mask and like the Oakleys on and shit. Amazon have been cheap like vests. I get one for Surge, yeah, for Sarge. down, little guy. I don't know about much more. This is what they call in Guitar World a capo. And this is like the worst kind of capo you can ever put on your guitar because it is spring loaded. So it puts a lot of like pressure on the neck. But I don't have I lost one of the ones that I used to have that like it has like a key mechanism sort of like this where you tighten it slowly and easily and it puts the pressure on like a little bit more correctly. But basically what the capo does is allow you to like play chords and stuff like that. So it's like all open right now. And then when you put the capo on, a lot of guitarists use the capo for a lot of different reasons and stuff like that, but it just gives you a different tone because you can set it across one of the frets here. And then so like for example, Coulter Wall, who's a pretty like sort of famous Canadian who plays a lot of like cowboy style music that he writes himself and stuff. And one of the songs, a lot of his songs, I see him whenever he plays, he has the capo across the top fret, the first fret here. So again, open. Right? And then you would just put this across the top fret. If you don't drop it on the ground. Turn around this way so I can put it on the right way that I normally would, but you put it across the top fret, right up here. And it bars the entire fret so that you can now do chords like one up, basically. Yeah, similar to a mute for a violin. It doesn't give you a muting sound though, it just provides that like bar across the top of the chord so that you can, or across the whatever fret so you can play the chords, standard chords at like a higher tone without like having to tune up or tune down or anything like that. So here it is with it on the first fret, and you'll notice the E is now, yeah, just one more. Yeah, it changes the tuning like one step at a time, or 5 if you go straight up. If you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you just go right to here. So yeah, and a lot of like guitarists use it just to give it a different tone than a regular like standard tuning. But like that one Coulter Wall song, that's yeah. But yeah, that's basically. Oh, thank you, Kat. Oh, you just realized that, Yeah, I got a couple. This one, I've showed them before, but I'll show them again for you, man. So this one is this one. You can see it better if I kind of hold it up right. This one is like a skull with a little bit of like a nature scene in the head, and the skull's wrapped around a tree, and you got one raven sitting at the bottom of the tree, and another raven hanging off one of the branches of the tree that's like wrapped around the skull. And your tattoos are finally healing. Yeah, nice. But yeah, this one kind of just represents like how entwined with nature we are as humans. And then this one is a bunch of, here, I'll stand up so you can see this one better. This one's like a bunch of king's heads kind of tied up. And they're kings from all different centuries. So the way that I've always like interpreted what that means to me is that like our DNA has kind of like survived all these like crazy like psychotic leaders and kings and rulers who all claim to be like, you know, in the voice of God or like chosen or whatever and all that nonsense. And just that we survived it and that we're here now through it afterwards. That's kind of what it means to me, that those two anyway. And yeah, I like skulls. I don't know what it is, but ever since I've been a little kid, I've always had like a pretty weird close relationship with death, and like I've always just wondered about it and thought about it and stuff like that. Want tats, but you don't like needles. Well, they don't see. The thing is they don't even really feel like a needle. It's not like when you go to the doctor and you get a shot or something. You know what I mean? It's like a bunch of tiny, like microscopic looking, but they're a bunch of them, and they're all like kind of like this. You know what I mean? And just imagine it's like tiny, and the tattoo is more or less just like, and it's like just piercing that top, like that top layer of the epidermis, and then getting the ink down in there so that it stays. So it's not like it's going through all of your layers of skin and sticking into a muscle and giving you a little bit of like a pain or a tightness or whatever. And the worst one that I ever got was on my chest. The one that I got on my chest is like, it was the most painful because it was all close to my sternum and all my bones and on my chest and stuff like that. And it took forever because the guy that I had do it was like not even an apprentice yet. Like it was just somebody at a party that was doing tattoos and was like, "Hey, do you want one?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have an idea." And I gave him some of my own art, which was even dumber because it looked terrible. It was like one of the first drafts of something. But yeah, it does. Like Kat's saying in chat there, it depends on where you get it, how much it hurts. Like if it's real close to the bone, it hurts a lot. This one didn't really hurt a lot because it's all meaty. It's all near a bunch of the meaty parts. There's no it wasn't that one. This one was a little bit more painful, the one on my forearm, but the most painful one I got was on my chest. I have another one on my back too, and it was really painful whenever he got right over the top of the spine for like the center of it, because it kind of grows across the top of my chest, of my back. For someone who wants to get some, what are good places to start? Like what parts? Definitely on your arms, like on your arms, anywhere that's like meaty, got some meat, like your arms, your calves, just so you can get like a sense of what it feels like. Because, like I said, it's not like piercing all of your skin, and it just pierces that top layer, and like after a while of sitting there, it'll just feel like a constant vibration. Like that's what it'll feel like, and when you're done too, you'll feel that for a little while, just like if you would if you were like swinging a hammer all day or like using a like impact drill, you know what I mean? Like all day, if you're using that all day, it's kind of how your wrist would feel, like all like vibrating kind of. But I would definitely start where you got like chunky, like meaty parts of your body, like your biceps, stuff like that. Anything that's not close to the bone, don't get a new don't get your first tattoo really close to the bone. If you want to get some, because you'll get a couple and then you'll be like, oh, it actually, because 9 times out of 10 when people go and get one, like after the first one, you're just like, oh man, I actually kind of like it, and it's really therapeutic, like sitting there and having the tattoo done, and it's nice. It's actually really nice, and I kind of miss it, and I really want to get another one and get more of my sleeve finished and tie all these two together and work on more of it. But it's just time and money. I'll find some eventually to finish it all up, you know. But yeah, definitely wherever you're not like super like close to the bone, because that shit hurts like crazy. Because you got all your nerves sat over the top of the bone. You've got all your like I said, all your nerves are really right there. Like anytime it's really close to the bone. Yeah, and then choosing what you get obviously is a very personal thing. None of my tattoos are from the wall in the tattoo shop. Like all of my tattoos are something that I found outside of. It's either like the one on my chest is something I drew. It's terrible. It's bad, bad, bad art. I wish I didn't get it, and I'm gonna have to get it covered up eventually. But this one came from a, artwork that I found that I was like, holy shit, that's really cool. I want it on my body, and I got it. Same with this one here, the Kings. Uh, and then the other one across the top of my back is just it's Metallica. It's like Metallica's old school logo from like a while ago, from back in the 80s when they were like really famous. I always thought my first one would be my art. I don't ever recommend getting your own art tattooed on you. I mean, unless you're like, I really love this. I've had this piece for a really long time, and you definitely love it because, like I said, the one that I put on, and I just caution against it because the one that I had put on me was like my first draft. It was crappy. It was the name of a band that I was in for like 2 seconds, and then we ended up like kind of breaking up and not being able to like make music together anymore. So that's the only reason why I caution against it. Other than that, dude, if it's something that you genuinely love and you've had for a while, and you're like, I really want that on me forever, then by all means go for it. But just be careful. And that goes for really any tattoo, really. Just be careful what you end up putting on your body, because it's going to be on there forever unless you end up paying a fortune for like laser removal later, and even then, like you're still kind of left with a little bit of scarring from the laser and stuff. So I would just get something over the top. Like the one that I'm definitely going to have like covered up is the one on my chest. So, but I would caution anybody against getting any tattoo. Just make sure you think it through and make sure it's definitely something that's a part of your life that you're gonna not be like later in life like, ah shit, I regret that. Because I don't necessarily regret getting the one on my chest. I just wish that I had like chosen better art for it, really, like a better draft or something, because even the name of the band was like a cool name. It was the name of the band was We Are the Empire, and it was supposed to be kind of like We Are the Empire of the Sun type thing, like a little bit from some of the I think there was like a band or a artist or something that had a song of the same title, but that was kind of what I was going for with it. And then, like I said, it just was my art. It was bad, and it was like the first draft of something that I wish I had just maybe spent more time with before I decided to put it on my body. You can always get them covered up. You can always get them covered up or like laser removal. But again, with the laser stuff, you end up with a little bit of scarring. So it's just best to think about it before you put it on there, and to not be at a party with a bunch of people and be like, yeah, I want a tattoo. Let me just get this, and then spend like the majority of the entire party sitting there getting a tattoo that later you're gonna not like, because it's a guy that was, like I said, he's an apprentice. He wasn't even an apprentice at the time. He was just somebody that had the machines. They had tattoo machines. They were trying to find a shop that would take him on as an apprentice, and he ended up doing it. And I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily regret getting it. I just wish that I'd like thought it through a little bit more. And I know that I'm gonna just get it covered up anyway at some point with something way cooler now. So it's not a huge deal. But if it's somewhere where you could be seen all the time, I would definitely think about it. What's a horse tat? That's sweet though, man. Horse, there's nothing wrong with a horse tat. I'd get one too. And I also would just caution against like color tattoos, because color fades really quickly. So I prefer line work and shade work. That's just my preference though. But yeah, temporary tats are a way to try them out and see what they look like. And you can get them like professionally done, so that like a tattoo artist can show you what it would actually look like on your body and everything too. And they last for a little while too, right? So they last for a little while. Silk's a little bit of an expert in all that stuff, so I'll let him speak on it. speak on it while I check the tuning because I've been out here in the in the hot sun and I can tell I'm probably getting out of tune here. It's always the fourth string down there. Good. Good. That is Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love Metallica too, man. They like this is the first tattoo I ever got was their old school logo right across the top of my back. Yeah. I almost have gotten them several times, but I remember the way my dad's had faded and stretched with age. Couldn't hardly tell what they are. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, well, that's why I caution against the color, mostly silk, man, because and the older tattoo machines were a little bit different. Ghost, we need Dawn for Urban Legends. Yeah, actually, dude, later, that's probably not a bad spot to do this little announcement too, but later tonight, I'm hoping to do like a Red Dead sort of like ASMR stream where I'm gonna read some old like stories from like either the Old West or like some old Western like ghost stories. You know what I mean? Like horror stories from like the Old West. Um, and I want to do that kind of in the setting of like in Red Dead, like either chilling by the campfire or like you guys are kind of riding with me on the horse, you know, and we're just like listening to a story or something like that. But so when I do stream later, I just a heads up, like I probably won't be like interacting like directly with the chat because I'm gonna be trying to like read the story and then also play the game like live at the same time. And like I said, I want to do like some kind of story thing like that. But I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool. I know a lot of people like to hear that kind of stuff. They like, you know what I mean. I'm hoping too. I can maybe find some stuff that y'all might not have heard before at some point. Like we might cover the normal ones. We might hit like all the normal ones. You know what I mean. But all the greats of, if you will, of all the stories from way back then. But yeah, I wanna do something like that and kind of maybe integrate where we do like once a week like a story time thing like that. I think it'd be cool as hell, and have y'all just kind of hang out and chat, listen, talk about the story, react to each other, react to it and stuff. You know what I mean? I think it'd be cool as hell. And we like either sit by the campfire or like I said, we're just riding around on the horse. But I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And then of course too, we can stretch it and like cover like old myths and stuff like that too, like all that kind of stuff. But hunt for some urban legends, local legends, yeah, from the area here, yeah. Well, especially here too, because I'm in the Appalachians now. And there's some from up north too. There's lots from up north that are good old northern legends from way back up there. A lot of them revolve around the mountains too. So it's cool as heck. And I definitely look forward to maybe hopefully like bringing some of that to the channel and telling you guys some cool stories. So yeah, for sure. Cool. Yeah. Gotta come up with like a title for it, and I'm gonna have to like make a different thumbnail too to differentiate it from like the regular kind of where we're riding around and getting bounties and hunting and fishing and all that stuff too. But I thought Red Dead would be like a perfect setting for that because you could go riding around on the horse, you could sit by the campfire and you kind of have that going. I think it'd be cool as shit, and it'd be like you guys are kind of hanging out with me by the campfire kind of thing, you know. And then too, like eventually, I'd like to even do that stuff like IRL too, and have like once I can kind of give out some of the memberships to all you get like day oneers, and then like we'll do like members only posts where like we'll get together live like this, and I'll like get a fire going out here, and we'll do the same thing in real life too. Why not, right? I think it'd be fun. The sun really just came out, man. Capo also, Cat, makes it easier to play some things on guitar. And I'll give you a direct example of that. I've been playing since I was like 6 years old, and I mostly have been doing a lot of things in my life with my left hand because I have to. But on a classical guitar like this too, the frets are further apart and the neck is wider than most guitars. So if you're playing something like what I want to play right now, that is a little bit difficult when you've got the frets super far apart and the fretboard super wide like this, is like and you got all kinds of different chords and stuff like that to mix in with it, like so it makes it easier because the further you go up on a classical guitar, some of the frets start to get a lot closer than they do normally on a normal guitar. They get a lot closer all the way down to the bottom, but and that's because this is a classical guitar. So when I put the capo up on, say, like the 5th fret all the way, the 5th fret all the way up here, it makes it way easier for me to like reach this kind of stuff. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Jesse. What's up? Welcome. How you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by the Red Dead videos. I appreciate it, man. So, but yeah, it makes it a little bit easier to do all kinds of crazy movements when you've got it moved up a little bit. So like. to do here because for the that's crazy. Thanks, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. But for that song in particular, La Malagueña, they have a part of the song that is like that, but they also add in this last string and alternate picking of the last string. And normally you would do that by finger picking down here. I can't do that, so I have to like kind of make do with my pinky by finger picking that last that last string. So what I do for that part is and it's a little bit difficult, but when you got the capo up here, it makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, learn something new every day. Awesome. Yeah. That's yeah. So that's basically the idea behind the capo. It helps make things a little bit easier sometimes on the guitar and all that good stuff. Used to know a couple of the songs from Red Dead Redemption 1, but the closest I can get now to any of the music, because it's been so long since I played any of that stuff, is playing the ambient music in Mexico of Red Dead 1. And it's basically just like the A minor chord. Also, some other stuff that's like, I guess, sort of Mexican or like Hispanic, I guess maybe, like some of my favorite guitars, and especially to play on the classical guitar. Like a bike though, it'll come back to you. Yeah, when you, if I were to sit with any of that stuff and play it again. Definitely. Oh yeah, you too, Silk. Thanks for stopping by, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming by and hanging out, shooting the breeze with us. Like always. It's a pleasure, man. I've played this one a bunch, but the wolves in particular, dogs, all animals in particular, love this chord progression for whatever reason. And it's like almost on cue he came over to listen to it. With his hiccups. Got hiccups, big guy? Finally got the kids to settle down for a nap. Nice, dude. Nice. My fur kids are being a little goofy over in the. Do you see them over there? I'm getting a mad glare on the screen. They're over there digging. It's something that they shouldn't be. Probably. Let me go see what they're doing. Oi! Damn it, I want to pet those dogs. Yeah, they're pretty cute, huh, Jesse? Those are my puppies. We got the little baby boy, Super Floof. We got the wolfies over there, digging and checking out shit they shouldn't, messing with the ground. Come here. Come. Whoa. Come. Come here, friend. Come here, big boy. Little guy. Big wolf. There's a wolfies. Got a big wolf. Got a big wolf. This dude ended up bigger than his dad's, which is hilarious. I went and saw his dad the other day. His dad's like a lot smaller than he is. It's kind of funny. They refuse to give up on whatever they're looking at over there. You shall feel for. Oh yeah, man. Hoovers are asleep in their bed, not causing too much trouble then, huh? Mine are over digging up the yard. Lucy! Lucy! Come! Come. Leave the hole alone, dude. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it. There's nothing in it for you. You got nothing in the hole for you, I tell you. Leave the hole alone. You're getting dirt all up in your eye, girl. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now, Wolfie. Oh, Wolfie. Nope, not today, surprisingly. Well, you want mine? You want mine? They're digging up holes in the yard, dude. You want some holes in your yard? I'll bring my wolves over. Sure, but I'll use the wife's discount for plaything. You come. Yeah, right? Oh, she work for the airlines, that's cool. Or no, she don't. She just gets a discount though, that's cool. My hands are so small. They got guitars with a smaller neck. They do actually. They make like children-sized guitars. My first guitar was a classical guitar with like a similar headstock, and it was a much like smaller guitar. It was more. I mean, it's still like a wider neck for a kid's guitar. But even regular regular acoustic guitars actually, the neck is a lot smaller, and especially electrical guitars, the neck is actually way smaller. It feels like when I switch to any of my electric guitars, dude, I feel like I can like hold. I mean, I can anyway, like touch, but on here, but yeah. Yeah, no, they definitely do. They have like children's guitars that are small enough. Like if you got really small hands, you could mess around on one of those. And if you got like a really nice kid's guitar, like or even a Yamaha, you know what I mean? It wouldn't sound like too much different really than a full size guitar. You might end up with like a little bit less of the reverberation that like a larger body would give you, but it still sound the same. Especially to like the untrained ear, it would sound the same. But yeah, no, there's definitely smaller guitars. You can buy guitars with like 7 strings, 8 strings. I used to have an acoustic 12-string guitar that had an octave string for every string, so it had 12 strings. 12 strings. Probably need a smaller one if I ever thought about buying one. Yeah. Maybe. I know, like, it took me a little while to get used to like a full size guitar and stuff like that too when I was a kid. But I mean, I started when I was like 6 years old. I started playing. So I've been used to it for a long time. I'm not a big guy either, and the guitar usually, even the body is kind of thick, especially on a classical, like acoustic guitar. They're usually a little bit thicker even than some some acoustic. Not all acoustic guitars, because each brand, each like maker, each style is always different. It's always slightly different, ever so slightly different. But yeah. I still have the first guitar that I ever had too. It's like I said, it looks just like this, except it doesn't have. It's not as fancy as this, with like the fancy headstock, or and it's not a Cordoba guitar like this one. But yeah. I've had this one for a few years. I've had this one for maybe like 3 or 4 years now, maybe 5 even. It's been a while. I've had this one. what to hit because you've got to do here, and then on the same exact fret on the next string down, but right behind it. So you got to fit your pinky in right behind it, and then your middle finger goes on this fret right here, and then this one goes right up here. That's a funny question. I smiled because I saw that question. That is an interesting question too, because younger me would have said something much different than older me today, right here, standing in front of you, would say. Come on, Dylan. And to be honest, Kat, younger me would have said electric guitar, without a doubt. The older I get, the more I just find myself picking up my acoustic guitar out of convenience. And I don't know. I guess maybe my change in, or my taste in the type of music I listen to like all the time is not changed, because I still listen to like heavy metal and stuff like that too, but I can appreciate, as I'm older now, more like beautiful acoustic music, and especially when you get into like, you know, for lack of better terminology, but like real cowboy type of acoustic music. Yeah. Like soul music, basically. Any type of soul music, and a lot of it comes from the acoustic guitar, man. But you could even make the argument that metal is also a little bit soul music, some type of soul music. Super cathartic for releasing all the energy, and a lot of the metalheads that I've always known my entire life are super happy people. I'm a metalhead. I think I'm a pretty happy person in general, or at least I try to be anyway. I know it's not always easy, but you know, life is life, right? Do the best we can with what we have, or it's not really worth it. Vamos, aquí voy. El palo. Uno, dos, tres. And music was just something that I'd always latched onto as a way to feel comfortable and like express myself and all that stuff too. And I think it's why I picked up guitar when I was like 6 years old. That, and I of course wanted to be a rock star. I know, Ahmed. How are you? So long no see. How are you? Little boy went to palo. Throw it. Yeah. But yeah, music's just always been the way that I connect. How's it going, Ahmed? How are you? How are things on your side of the world, man? How you doing? I hope you're well. Throw it again. Yeah. Kicking up dust and dirt right in my face. Little guy. Crazy little guy. It's good? Good. I'm glad to hear. You have a runny nose? Runny noses. You got medicine that you can take, Ahmed, or that make it better, or you just gotta wait it out. Just gotta let it happen. I know that too. Yeah. Loco. Yeah. Go get it. Here comes some of the wind. Oh, like the wind. Wish I could feel it though, but all these damn trees around me shielding me from it. Get it, monkey boy. You gotta find it. There you go. Come back with it. I'm gonna show you him coming back with it when he comes back. Good boy. Qué bueno, chico. Un perrito bueno, un perrito bueno. Mira, mira, mira. ¿Qué tú tienes? Tienes un palo. Wind was speaking a little bit there. You think you have some medicine? Good, man. Well, I hope you take it. I hope you take it and you feel better. I hope you feel better in general, man. Even if you don't take it, I hope you feel better. Amen. Feel better. Thank you. Yeah. Lucy. Acha. Whoopee. Hold on a second. I'll be right back, guys. Just making sure the little wolf girl went inside with her brother. I just wanted to make sure she wasn't trying to jump over the fence. So her big brother's not here to stop her. She will just jump over the fence. And say I'm too small to stop her. I'm too little. I'm too little to stop her. I'm too little because she's a big wolfie. That boy. Es bonito. ¿Qué pasa, chico? Mucho bonito. Give up their digging. Yes, they did. They gave up their digging question. They gave up on the digging for now. For now, anyway. They did. And I'm just throwing the stick with the little guy. Dude, you're kicking up so much dust here. Look at you. Look at it all in the background. You see the wind also was pushing it over this way. Sorry, we're doing some training with Sarge. Yeah, you good, bro? You good? I'm moving the stick. Yeah. About knock me over. You're good, Adam. You're good, Adam. Yeah, no, he mad. He's like, come on, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it. Dámelo. Dame el palo. ¿Sabes eso? Dámelo. Sometimes he starts kicking up all the dust. Get it, boy, get it, boy. Vamos. Aquí. Real. Coge, palo. Coge. Cógelo. Palo. Ven. You're such a deep girl for like a little tiny dude. He is. He's such a good boy. He's my good boy. He's my little baby boy. Oh. He's my baby. Papa's good boy. He's a good boy. ¿Quién? ¿Tú? ¿Tú eres un perro bueno? ¿Ah? ¿Un perrito bueno? ¿Sí? 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 ¿Quieres palo? ¿Quieres jugar? ¿Ah? Uno, dos y tres. Ok. Vente, chico. He's crazy. He's crazy. Loco. Sube. Sube. Good boy. Sube, kid. Ready? Okay. He's such a goofy. Look at all that dust he kicks up, dude. Look at it. Look at it. He's a growly boy. Oh yeah, you spotted it. You can tell what kind it is. Always carry that one on me, man. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's a buck one. It's a buck 110, but it's from the World War II era, so it's like a really old buck 110. You got one this old? I got another one that's like new. I could show you the difference between them. Because even a company like Buck don't make their knives as good anymore. I'll go get it. I'll show you. Come on, puppy. Come on. Wolfie Stu. Let's go. Let's go, let's go. Alright. Oh, trust me, I know that's old knife. It's been used a lot. The way the blade looks. Well, the blade also has a bunch of markings on it from my grandfather being a goofy, like 16-year-old kid, and sticking the blade on a bench grinder, which you should never do. Come on, get back, get back, get back, get back! Don't be right up in my face. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. This is monkey stick. No, don't squish me. There's one here for you guys. Ready? 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 Yeah. Let me throw it. Get it. There's one here for you. Go get it. Okay. But yeah, you should never put your knives on a bench grinder. It's really, 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 really dumb. But so that big mark on the side there, I don't know if you see it. There we go. That side, that's from my grandfather when he was a teenager. Before he went into the before he deployed in World War II, he put it on a bench grinder and made that mark on it. And I've since just kind of used like a little one of those, you know, like stones that you can set it at the 45 and just kind of do that to it. But it's not really sharp right now. It's more or less like a memento mori, actually, because my grandfather's dead. He's gone. This one is anyway. But yeah. So to show you the difference too. And I got one. The next one I'm going to show you, bro. The next one I show you it looks older than this one because of the reason that I'm about to explain to you why they don't make them the same anymore, and I hate it. So, and I'll show you why. Hold on a second here. You know. So, Lucy, watch out. This holster, dude, I got it because it looked really fucking sick, and I really wanted it. And I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to carry my knife in a cross draw holster. So I always carry it, right? Then I was like, man, I don't know if I want to carry my grandfather's blade around with me all the time, everywhere I go. And I do now, and I'll show you the reason why. The reason why is because when I went to go buy a new buck knife, and the new one is sharp. Although their grandfathers do the same things. They have the same mark, except on the other side, mine is sharp. Nice. Yeah, I don't really keep this one that sharp. This one is sharp. This is the newer one, and you can almost immediately see the difference. And now, this one too. Let me show you. This is the new one. It does not stay in the holster like the old ones do. It just comes out. So one day up north, way up north, I was out. I forgot that I had this in the holster and still on my pants because we put the snow pants up over the top of the pants that you're wearing, and I had just like come home from work, pulled my snow pants up, and got to snow blowing. And I had a snow blower with the blades and stuff like that. And so I'm snow blowing. At the end of the snow blowing, I go to take the snow pants off, and I go to grab for my knife, and it's not there. And I'm like, yo, tell me it did not fall out of the holster. Because when I got the holster, obviously it was a little bit more like tight, you know, it hadn't been broken in yet. Because it's leather, it's real leather. But they don't make these the same anymore. So this had just come out, and without even realizing it, I ran it over with the snowblower. So you've got, and I smoothed out some of the marks, some of them, and I tried to like make it so that I could still hold it, keep it, and use it. And you still can, but I'll show you what happened to it. So you got that one from the snowblower. You've got a few on the back from the snowblower. You got a nice big ding right there from the snowblower. This one was cool too because it had a little scorpion carving on it. I was so stoked when I got this thing, man. It looked so nice. And then I dropped it while I was snowblowing, and that's another mark from the snowblower. A bunch of them right there. And on the back of the handle, it had you know, it's supposed to be like all the way solid, all the way down, but on the back of this had gotten taken off, so I sanded that down and stuff too. But so basically, and then also too, tip of the blade, it broke off. it just came out in the snow, and then it got chucked around by the 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 snowblower. There's another mark on the bottom part too, right there from the snowblower, where I had to sand it down so I could still like hold it and use it if I wanted to. This one is still sharp though. This one's still sharp even from yeah, dude, yeah. But I'll show you the reason why I don't carry a new buck anymore in the cross-draw holster. Anyway, I have to use like the button closed one that comes with it. You know what I mean? But if you look at them freaking side by side, dude, this is what I mean. They do not make them the same anymore. Like the old ones on top, new ones on the bottom. Not even the same amount of material. It's probably not even the same composite material. It's the edges are all rounded off, whereas this is a little bit more square. You know what I mean? And so the front edge that's a little bit more squared off than the front edge of this one that goes in the holster. Side by side. It's like the handles, the tangs or the releases are, and the blades are the same. Yeah, it's such a huge difference. And again, this is from World War II era, so this is from like a long time ago, and this is from like 5 years ago, not even that long ago. Does your grandfather's knife have a problem when locking? Have a problem locking when it's open? No, not yet. You can hear that it's a little loose. Like, and I'm not touching the release down here, but you can hear that it's a little loose. And I think if I grab the top of the blade, you might be able to see a little bit of back and forth movement there. Try to back it up so the camera gets a better angle. But you can see it's loose. It's loose, but it's not doesn't have a problem locking or anything like that. Like, I'm forcing down on it, and not a whole bunch, but I'm pushing down, and it locks just fine. It opens and closes just fine. Opens like nice and easy. Closes easy. And again, all that difference in material, this one sits in the cross-draw holster like way better. And it stays there like any kind of movement. I've never had this one come out of the holster on me. The new one came out and I was like, well, you can't wear that in a cross-draw holster. But it's a buck 110, just like the other one. But even the brass composite that they use for this too, like, it's probably not the same anymore. Mine does. I don't know what to do. I'd contact Buck about it actually and see if they'll let you send it back for them to fix it. I've thought about doing that to mine too, especially this one, the old one, because they can knock these pins out right here. These little, can you see it? Yeah, you can kind of see it. They can knock the little pin out and put new, like a whole new locking components into it, you know what I mean? And probably clean it up a little bit too. 'Cause I know there's a bunch of gunk in the inside of that one, because I do end up using it a bunch. You can also see where my grandfather closed it too hard on the brass on the inside there. Like he must have closed it, and I think that's what ended up not doing so great with it. But yeah. Did your grandfather take that knife with him on the USS Morrison? Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of them carried that stuff directly with them. In fact, he probably got this on like after boot camp or on like a deployment or something like that. He probably got it like right then and there. But I'll hold them both up too for direct, like side by side comparison. So you can see the difference between real craftsmanship and corporate greed on the right, or the left, this side. They don't use as much material, it's probably not as nice. The steel might be better. That's the only thing that might be better with the newer blade, because the carbon content of steel is easier to make better on newer stuff, but never leave home without one. Oh yeah, and especially back then too, man. And especially if you're about to get on a ship that you knew you were going to be out on the ocean forever, you never knew what you needed it for, man. If you ended up getting stranded, or in his case, Kamikaze sink you and you're stuck in the water. That's probably the only thing you have to defend yourself against the sharks that are gonna for sure come because you've been in the water for like 8 hours with a bunch of bloody like dead soldiers and stuff, dude. Like the kind of horrors that most like modern people will not ever have to experience ever. Being waiting in the water for rescue for like 8 hours. But yeah, pretty crazy. Or if you got into hand-to-hand combat with a U-boat, yeah, well, there weren't too many U-boats where he was at because they were mostly dealing with the Japanese where he was at, where the Morrison went and stuff like that. It was mostly just Japanese, but there probably was a bunch of U-boats lurking in the water too, lurking all by the coast and stuff too back then. I mean, who knows for sure, but except for those dudes. But he might have could have, especially in the wartime with with a bunch of nations like Germany and all of them that were kind of ganging up together back then. But yeah, it's crazy how far we've come, right? The the old Buck 110 too, I'll tell you, it feels lighter. It feels more like well balanced and everything too. Like I can probably stick my finger somewhere right in the middle of it, wherever the balance point is, and it'll sit somewhat decently without me having to do too much to it. Get it to sit right and get my hand to stay still. So the balance is like usually somewhere midpoint, midway along the blade. That's my grandfather's. The balance for these are a little bit weird for new ones. It should be right in the same spot, but it's not gonna be because it's like heavier in certain spots than the old one is. But it should be. Well, it should. But it should be right somewhere in there. There it is. It's about the same spot, but it's just a little bit goofy. I've seen the old swords. Do you want to see some swords? I've got some. I've got two. I've got two that are worth showing. The other ones are like wall hangers. They're crappy. But I've got two of them. I've got one sword that exemplifies craftsmanship, and then one sword that exemplifies sort of like utility, I guess, in the like later medieval period. But yeah, I'll go get them. I have mine sharp so I can shave with it, which I don't do. Yeah, no, none of us do that. This one, bro, this one is sharp enough to shave with, even though it's all fucking bashed up. This one you could definitely shave with. I wouldn't, but and none of us do. But we do keep usually our sharp blades that sharp. I normally carry around like on my tool belt, like whenever I'm working. I carry around like the razor blade utility knives, so I don't need to keep this super sharp. This is and the other thing is too is that swords and stuff like that in the Middle Ages were not usually, and they're not as sharp as people think they are. Like we can make blades way more sharp than people could have back then. So they were just really swinging dull metal sticks at each other back then. But anyway, just like making that point. But yeah, no, my swords are also really sharp. And actually, when I first got the second one that I'll show you, I cut myself on it when I first got it. But I'll be right back. Okay, I got them both. I got them both. What do we say? Makes sense. Yes. Hey, what are you doing, Goofy? What are you doing, Goofy? Huh? Alright. So we've got both of them here. I'll show you the old one. That's a recreation, but it's a in the sword world we call it battle ready. So it is sharp. It has like a full tang that goes. It's like the entire blade, and it goes all the way down to the end, and it's a peened pommel. So like this entire piece is one metal piece. The guard is like slid over it. Then the handle is slid over the top of the metal, the tang that runs through here, and then the pommel is put on, and then the tip of the tang sticks out the back, and they'll heat it up and hammer it shut, and so that it stays kind of like that. This is just a recreation, and it's a modern recreation, so you'll probably see modern like imperfections and stuff like that on it, but and it's like it's kind of a mass-produced reproduction, so it's still a battle-ready, like fully capable, fully sharp sword that I've used like quite a bit, and just like practicing cutting, practicing swinging with it. And it's just to give you a little bit of context too about it. It's a migration period sword, so it comes from like the early Middle Ages, and a little bit extra context for it too. They found a sword in the River Thames in England, and then reproduced this replica of that sword, but it's again battle ready and it's sharp and it's all that good stuff, right? So this one is the recreation of that sword that they found in the River Thames, and it basically is like it's a single-edged sword, and it's shaped like that, and they call them a sax. And normally the Saxons or Anglo-Saxons that would have carried these, they would have been the size of a knife. Like it would have been this long, maybe a little bit longer at most. But this one in particular was created probably either for like a noble family in England before it became England in the Middle Ages, when you had Wessex and Sussex and all that stuff, and all that, Northumbria and all that stuff. So this migration period in England, and it has it's like a family sword basically. It's like an ancestral sword, and it has the entire runic, the entire Elder Futhark runic alphabet on the edge of the blade. So I'll pull it out so you can kind of see each one of the runes as it comes out, and it's like I said, this is the entire Elder Futhark runic alphabet, and you can see that it starts with the Futhark at the top. Futhark, right there, and that's the Futhark, or however you want to pronounce it. And then of course it's got a little bit of Anglo-Saxon design, and this is the name of the person who either made the sword or the owner of the sword, and it's that says right there in Anglo-Saxon Futhark Elder runes, it says Biagnoth on it. And then just a little bit more design, some wear and tear from me using it. Like I said, I need to clean these up a little bit better, but this is normally in what they look like. And normally this would be like the size of a knife, not a full-on sword, but this was clearly made to be like an ancestral type, like familial sword, and it's hi Wolfie. So you got single edge. This edge is sharp, very sharp, and then this edge is weighted or thicker or heavy, or thicker or heavy, so that when you have your down strokes, it gives you more leverage and more force. Kind of like a machete today, in today's time. No? Yeah, you always like the single-edged ones, huh? Yeah, I like single-edged weapons too. They do give you a little bit more of that leverage because the back is a little bit thicker, gives you a little bit more downforce. Mads, what's up, man? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, this one I've had for a little while. I'm just kind of giving you guys a little bit of a history lesson on this one. Sorry, but that's kind of this is kind of the thing I nerd out on. So I will definitely just nerd out on it. Kit Ray has some unbelievable concept art, weapon art. Yes, it's Mad. What's up, man? So yeah, this is the single-edged one. This is the older, like early medieval period sword. This is what a lot of dudes would have carried way back then, but much smaller, and it wouldn't have been necessarily a sword, but they called it a sax, which just literally translates to knife in modern English. Sax is Anglo-Saxon or Old English for knife. Sax. So there's that one. I like this one. This one's fun. It's fun to use. It's fun to wield. It feels very comfortable. It's got a nice balance to it, right about midway where it should be. About midway up the blade. And it's got a cool, like, old school sheath for it too. So there's that one. And this next one is my second one, and it's the last one I really have, really. But this one's a little bit sort of custom. Sort of custom. What's up, Wolfie boy? You come say hello. You come say hello. This one's a lot larger, and it is more or less what people think of when you say sword. And it's a double-edged sword. It's dirty as shit, but I need to clean the crap out of it. But yeah, it's a double-edged, and this is not what they would call a two-handed sword, and it's not a one-handed sword. This is what they call a hand and a half, which means that you can either wield it one-handed, or you can grab the pommel with your other hand, and also wield it with two hands. But this is what most people consider an actual sword. This one is extremely sharp too. I cut myself on it when I first got it. But yeah, it's a nice blade. Didn't they use those on horseback? Hand and a half swords were, yeah, it was something that they could use while on horseback and not have it be as heavy or as large as like a claymore, like a two-handed sword. But I also had this one customized a little bit so that I could I had it shortened just a tiny bit. Because you could, like, just really, ultimately, the reason why I did that too is just because I like to get in close. I like to get in close. I don't necessarily like having too much, like, reach. I like to be right up in where you can get into it. Is that the type of sword the Knights of Malta used? Yes, this one is a lot closer to the later medieval period, and definitely after the Crusades and stuff like that. A lot of swords started to look like this, with this sort of like cruciform hilt, like that, and with this kind of like ring pommel. But yeah, this is the type of sword that like Knights Templar, Knights of Malta, a lot of crusading knights, and knights that were in like modern day Israel and Palestine and stuff like that, yeah, they would have carried swords that looked a lot like this. And gone up against like Saracens with their curved, like single-edged blade swords. But yeah, This one's got a decent balance too, like a midway up from the guard, like right. So there's the guard, about a little bit further than midway up the guard, but oop, if I can get my hand to sit still. Get my hand to sit still. I'll show you the balance point here. A little bit further up, tiny bit. Okay, there's the balance point of that one. The progression of swords. I know, right? Like you go from that, especially because a lot of these people were descendants, and came after, like, you had the early migration period where you had a lot of like Anglo-Saxons, Saxons, and Anglo people, and then they kind of mixed. And they mixed for two reasons during the migration period. One, you had a bunch of Vikings that were coming down and invading, so best band together to fight that enemy, which they did well enough to keep England a thing and to make England a thing, obviously. But the Vikings were really good at like integrating and kind of being more multicultural than a lot of sort of like closed off civilizations were. So a lot of English people, that's why even a lot of Americans, a lot of people are like, oh, I got Viking DNA. Yeah, man, everybody probably has Viking DNA at some point in their heritage, probably has it, because that's how and they were also not a people that stayed in one spot either, all over the world. But so yeah, I want to get some swords, but my wife says no. Says I'm a grown up, not a kid's. Yeah, you can tell her that I'm an adult and I've got two very nice, beautiful swords. But I am a nerd though, so I have a reason to have them. Like, I studied this stuff in college. I studied, medieval period in college and stuff like that. So I got a little bit of a reason, but I am an adult with swords, and they're cool as shit to have. They're fun to practice with, man, too, and it you get a lot of exercise, like practicing with swords and practicing your sword swings, and it's a lot like yoga, actually, really, to be honest with you, like yoga or like that other type of stuff where you do like the stretches in the park and shit. But doing your poses, and you're practicing your guards, and you're practicing your swing and stuff like that, and it's a lot of like poses and stretches and guard, you hold your guard, and there's just all kinds of cool stuff to do with it. And it isn't a little kid thing, man, to have swords. I know it seems like that as a society with mostly guns, but that's why I'm all for banning guns, dude. We should go back to swords. Plenty of knives, no swords. Well, a knife is just a mini sword anyway, so you've got plenty of swords. He uses it for house protection. Yeah, I pity the fool that comes to my home in the middle of the night, because both of these are right in a pretty easy to reach spot, and I've been practicing with them for quite a bit. I also do have weapons too, like firearms and stuff. Hey, Achilles! Crazy dog. It's a cool looking little beetle. Let's see if I can get him to get up on my finger. Come on, dude. Get up here. Get off the sidewalk. Come on up. I'll get you back into the dirt, dude. He doesn't want to. Or she. Whatever it is. Old black beetle. But yeah, I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to that stuff. I've studied that a lot. Migration period, art, architecture, literature, the psychology of that time. A lot of different stuff I focused on when I was doing college, and yeah, I took a translation course where we translated Old English. It was a translation theory course, so we looked at all the different methods to translation and different ways that people do translate stuff, and then we were kind of set free more or less to do our own experiment where we kind of combined different methods of translation and things like that, and translated a bunch of Old English. And my final project, I translated, I think, around 270 lines of the Beowulf poem, and I kind of picked the part where Beowulf fights the dragon with his main Thane there before he tells the Thane to like let him do it on his own. I used to watch a show where guys were challenged to build swords of nuts. Yeah, that used to be on the History Channel. That was a cool show, and actually the group that I bought both of these swords from were groups that were spawned after that show because it generated enough interest in swords again for a lot of people. And I actually bought these from that group, and a lot of the guys actually that started this group were on that show, and they all have thousands upon thousands of swords in their collections. So you offer like $200 or $300 for a really nice one from one of them, and it's a steal really, because they're the ones that kind of put these together. They'll get the pieces. Actually, this one is from a guy named Jimbo, and he got the pieces. He customized the blade for me to that custom length that I wanted it at and everything like that. It was super cool of him. But he wasn't on the show. But the guy I bought the other sword, the Migration Period sword from, that one, the guy that worked on or did work on that sword, because that's not in the original condition you can buy it from on the website. But that sword in particular, he did a lot of work on, and he was on the show. And it was a really cool show. You get to see a lot of different types of swords be made and all that stuff. Once I can get the chance to get my uncle's forge, I wouldn't mind making some swords for you. No payment at all. I just gotta be not lazy to go get it. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I thought about too, like getting into smithing and stuff like that too, just to make my own swords would be fun. To learn a new craft, a better craft, a different craft from like an older time would be cool. Thanks, Mads. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, we were just chilling. I was just chilling before I kind of went in and got some food, and we'll probably do a little bit of gaming later. I don't know if you were here earlier for the announcement, but I'm gonna do like a little bit of like a Red Dead stream later. But it's not gonna be like a typical Red Dead stream. I'm just gonna kind of do like a little story time. We're gonna tell like some old stories, like ghost stories from like the 1800s, or like maybe some stories about like outlaws and stuff like that from back then. Oh, you cut some of the music? Nice, man. Nice, yeah. Hey, I appreciate anybody that give me a listen when I'm playing music, because I usually just play mostly for myself, but it's been a while since I've like kind of put it out there for people to see. So I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I want to get into it again. It's been a few years. I stopped after he died, so I never got the chance to make an for my own. Oh man, yeah, you definitely should, man. You definitely should try to get back into it. You could set up some spare time. I know you don't got much of that when you got kids and life and all that nonsense, but you definitely should. Craft or a skill is always good to learn, especially something like smithing. Because and metallurgy, you can use that for pretty much anything. You can even use smithing and metallurgy for being even like a modern weaponsmith too. No, that sucks, man. You get to make your own knife. Hey, yo, there Wolfie girl coming to say hello too. Hello, Lucy. Hello. Oh my goodness, I got Wolfies. What's up, Wolfie? Oh my God, you're pushing me. Let me move the swords and shit. Goofy wolves. That'd be cool. Handmade is a dying thing. Yeah, it's a dying thing in general, dude. Like even the stuff that's handmade in a lot of other countries is like mass-produced, handmade, which is not necessarily great either, because the quality is not as good as how it used to be anyway. But yeah, it is slowly becoming a dying art, I think, across the entire world, really. Yeah, I think unfortunately everywhere in the world, capitalists are always trying to capitalize on that, like, handmade and craftsmanship and all that stuff. So anything they can do to get stuff that looks or feels or performs like just good enough to look like it's handmade and to sound and to be and all that stuff. But yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. Adam got me talking about blades, and one thing always leads to another with me when I start talking about blades, and before you know it, I'm showing you my swords. I do that. I am a nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff, so no problem. I like sharing that stuff. Um, but yeah, they're just trying to capture that stuff. That's another reason too why I've kind of set out on this venture of not just like making a YouTube like gaming channel. I'm not trying to do just that. I'm not trying to be like an influencer or like a YouTuber or like a content creator. I really want to build a community that like gives a crap about each other, and we get to kind of teach each other stuff and share like real skills like that, like smithing or music making or carpentry or whatever. And even if that just starts with like the sort of like coming together of the community, and we're all just kind of friends and we talk and we share the creative side, we share the more like I guess practical sides of like learning crafts and like real crafts, um, like house building or smithing or woodworking or any of that kind of stuff. Um, it's really kind of the main reason why I really want to build the community like as a whole, because I want to I want to sort of surround myself with and be around a lot of people that have these types of skills and things like that, just because it's for me personally, it's just way more fulfilling of an experience talking to those types of people and existing in circles with those types of people. So I know you're on the right track. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be a long road. I know that. I'm aware of that. I wish I'd gotten started on it a little bit sooner, but it's never too late. It's never too late. So it's more personable. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the other thing too is just like realizing kind of the sort of uh, there's an entertainment value to what I do with like playing the games live or like hanging out with you guys. There's an entertainment value too, and I don't want to just have it just be necessarily entertaining. I like conversing with you guys and sharing things with you guys that are of substance, of substantial, like tangible things that you can talk about. I like that kind of stuff, and I like sharing my knowledge as well. Like, so when Adam starts asking about something or you start asking about the capo on the guitar, like I love to share that kind of stuff. And I think a lot of us exist in circles that don't get to share that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the world is so one track minded and focused on whatever nonsense they got going on. And I really would just love to be around people that gave a little bit more of a crap about stuff like that. And I guess if I can impart what little bit of knowledge that I might have or wisdom that I might have, then that's a bonus. You know what I mean? And if I can get into circles where I can build up the character that I've been talking about with all you guys, and finish fleshing out the story and writing it all out, and then either getting that published in book form, and then taking the book and either making a film or a game for other people to enjoy it in a different medium. That kind of stuff is all that stuff would be amazing. And if it ends up being to where I can make a living off of it, or I would love to make a living off of it and then share that, like, the wealth of knowledge and all of the wealth of people too, and the knowledge that we gather together with each other, and to really, like, more or less kind of build a community that is not just digital but also physical, and that we all have our skills and that we all kind of work together to make those kinds of things happen, and to have it be a cool place where we all can be and do and exist and live and struggle for all the right reasons. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Hey, Bubba Wolf. Hi, Big Bubba Wolf. You come over to say hello. Fenrir. Oh, y'all Fenrir. You big Bubba Wolf. Put it back over you. Not all the world is a lonely place until you meet and talk with people who can come together. Yeah, Adam, and it's funny that you're the one to say that too, because like back when when it was a little bit earlier on in the channel's like life, the very kind of beginning stages where I was meeting all of you guys who are my day one ghosts, man. You guys are like my homies. I hope you guys are all here, like, all the way through for all of it too. And I get when you guys got family stuff going on, I don't want to ever be just like, oh, you guys need to be here. Like, no, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And it is great to be around like-minded people. That's for sure, Kat. That is for sure. But you were the one that kind of, like, inspired that for me a little bit, Adam. Honestly, like, when Shadow came to one of the chats, and and he was kind of just saying thanks in the chat, and you said to him, you were like, yeah, no, man, we're just here for you because we've all been through it before. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's why I'm doing this. Like, that right there is the main reason why I'm doing this, is to just be there for each other. And then I really kind of got, like, a laser focus from that point on what I really wanted to do. So yeah. So thanks, bro. I can't tell you how much even just saying the simple words like that meant to me in that moment. You know what I mean? To kind of give me a little bit more of that, like, push and that inspiration to keep going, and to, like, know that I was, like, on the right path, like how you're saying there, Kat. So yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. I can't tell you how much it means, and I really look forward to, like, the day that I can kind of turn all of this back and, like, give it back to you guys, like, tenfold. Like, once we're in that spot, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be so much fun. In whatever way that means too, because I'm not exactly 100% sure how that's gonna look or how that's gonna work out. You know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see as the channel kind of grows and keeps moving, stuff like that. But I mean, until then, and so far, it's been really freaking awesome. You guys are cool, and yeah, when you say stuff to, like, the like-minded people, and not all the world is a lonely place until you start meeting people. It's hard for a lot of people too, Adam. And I don't mean to get all deep and, like, touchy-feely or anything like that, but it's hard when you're out in the regular daily world, and, like, it's a crazy place, and people are acting stupid. They're saying dumb shit to each other for no reason. You know what I mean? It's hard to, like, persevere through that, but I think when I personally myself did that and said, you know what, I'm just gonna commit, and I'm gonna try to be consistent and persistent in my consistency with the channel. Like, as soon as I started doing that, you all came out of the woodwork, man, and it was like a big hug from y'all, like, if I could say that, you know what I mean? But, like, it really was. It was like, hey, we got you. This is it. This is the people. This is what we're doing this for. And it, like I said, that when Shadow first came to that one stream, and you were like, we're just here for you, man, because we've all been through it before. I was like, that right there. That's what I'm doing. All this. So yeah, I get it, because honestly, the world is lonely. But once you talk and meet people who are worried or scared, actually come together to know, hey, I'm not alone. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, heck yeah. If I could, man, I'd give you a big ass hug right now, bro. I'm not alone, and it makes your days and nights better. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, we met up with all. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We all met up for a reason, and I believe that, and I'm gonna keep that focus in mind when I keep pushing forward with all this stuff, man. Because, like I said, from like hanging out with you guys in the chats, I don't even. I'm about to start getting teary eyed, bro. But like for real, like from hanging out with you guys in the chats, to like seeing how you all like kind of interact with like the character that I'm putting out there, and the the goals and the things that I want to like accomplish with all of that. Like you guys are awesome. I just like if I could just big ass hugs for everybody, and yeah, because it's awesome, man. And we definitely did. I think we all met up for a reason. What that is, I think we'll find out. You know, as we kind of grow this thing out, all of us together. And I think it'll be really cool to see what it looks like, and to look back on, like now, and be like, man, you remember what it was back then, and being a non-gamer or recluse, this is wonderful to sit and join the conversations. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm doing this for. Is for that kind of those moments. You know what I mean? Where you gotta capture the lightning in a bottle, I guess. You know? Yeah. Well, and I mean that's also why I put in the Discord anytime someone new joins too. I always put that the ghost meme that says no one fights alone, man, because we don't. None of us do, and we don't have to. We don't have to. We don't have to. Even if we were all like lone wolves before this, we don't have to keep being lone wolves anymore. We could be a pack of lone wolves. As goofy as that sounds, you know what I mean? It's yeah. Huh, Lucy Wolf. Huh, Fan Wolf. Huh, little Wolfy boy in the background, being all cute. But yeah, that's what I'm. That's really what I'm like pushing all this for and trying to build this for, is to have that place where people that need to but don't normally come together because of the way shit is in the world. You know what I mean? And it's been insane in a blessed, like crazy lucky like way. You know what I mean? Yeah. For sure. Just to, like I said, to see you guys kind of come out of the woodworks like that, and to be like, yeah, these are my people, man. You know, like I'd always lived most of my life thinking, I don't, I don't got people. I don't got like, I don't got a tribe I belong to. But when you, I guess when you're just a little bit vulnerable, you put yourself out there, you put what you want to do out there, your vibes and your person, your spirit, your energy, whatever you want to call it, you put it out there, and it's just gonna come back to you, you know. Which it's just awesome, and like I said, it really kind of just makes me want to give all you guys big hugs, man, because it's needed. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate you guys for coming out and hanging out. It's it's been very like humbling and a little bit of like a breath of fresh air too. You know, to know like you're saying, Adam, the world's not always so lonely, man. Sometimes you just gotta jump in, right? You gotta stop trying to stick your toes in. You just gotta go all the way in. Yeah, no, I hear what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Uh-huh. You guys. Yeah, I love you guys. You guys are quickly becoming like family to me, man. And I couldn't be more happier about it. And I would stick up for all y'all like my family, like I would y'all if you guys were my family. I'd take a bullet for you guys if I had to. Again, not trying to get all touchy feely, but you know what I mean. I love you guys. And I couldn't, like I said, I can't be more happy that we kind of all have met and we've begun to congregate and we've begun to make plans together and work on this thing and see it through, build it out, all that good stuff, man. Talk about feels. Yeah. I know you locked and loaded, man. I know you are. I'm stoked for it. I am too. I'm gonna send some of my think at some point, either today or tomorrow, I'm gonna send some clips over to Mads too, so he can have some cool clips from me that he could throw an edit up with. And so I got some of his already, and then I'll make a little collaboration edit, and then me and him will put our little collab edits out. We'll, it'll be awesome, man. Like I said, we just keep building it out, man. And I think it'll end up being something crazy cool that I don't think none of us ever could really have imagined, you know. Even without all the restrictions that like society kind of almost forces on you. Nice, I can't wait. Yeah, me neither, bro. I I I get up every day and go to work with this like mentality, like, and I know this is not what I'm doing for the rest of my life. I know it. I know it because I got bigger plans. I got my peoples in my corner with me now. You know what I mean? That I never had before, like I've never had before. You know, of course, you come across people that say they're there for you, but then they're not really. And they're right in front of you too. They're physically right in front of you, and they're not. but But yeah, I can't wait to see what it looks like either, man. It'll be awesome. Oops. I think some of them are ready to go inside. It's getting a little hot out here for them. Crazy thing is, you get more help from strangers than your own family. From my life, that's what I've noticed. Truth, good sir, truth. You speak good truth, good sir. And that's again, I can't help but like be struck by that phrase and the phrasing, the way in which you put it. Because it's like, you always say, oh, you can't pick your family, you can't blah, blah, blah. Yes, you can, man. And I've had the same experience. Same with Jesse here, same with Kat. I've had the same experience, man. Like, I've had more strangers wanting to be willing to help than I've had. And that's true even during the hurricane, man. When we had the hurricane down here, like, I have not been here that long. And then we had the hurricane, and I had no idea who any of my neighbors were. Not a single, didn't know one of their first names. And after the hurricane, I knew every single one of them. Every single one of them had been up to my house. I'd been over to their house. We'd all helped each other out, cutting trees out of the road, cutting trees out of people's houses, just trying to help, getting out on the roads, cutting trees out of the roads so we can get to the markets and shit to get food and water and supplies. Because it took FEMA, like always, forever to respond, you know what I mean? So it was like we just had us. And they were all strangers to me. I didn't know any single one of them. Yeah, people do show their true colors eventually, and it's funny, man. I've army buddies who I still call my family, and it makes my family upset. Like, we're blood. Just because you're blood doesn't mean you make you family. Yeah. No, it's the same thing with the concept of respect too. You know, respect is something that is earned from you. You don't just get it because you're older than me. You don't just get it because you're related to me. You don't just get it because you're my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my cousin, my whatever. You don't get none of that. You don't get it just because of that. You get it because I see that I can trust you. That's what you get my respect from. I'm not gonna give it to you just because you're older than me, just because you earn more than me, just because blah blah blah. Got to clock in for work. Stay safe, everyone. You too, Jesse. Be careful at work. Don't work too hard, brother. Thanks for coming by the stream, man. I appreciate it. And giving me a little bit of love on the Red Dead videos. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you. And thanks for coming by and hanging out. So good luck at work, bro. Like I said, don't work too hard. Yes, respect is earned, not just given. for sure, for sure, 100%. Like I said, I'll even expand on that in 100 times. And like, I'm not just gonna give it to you because you're older, because you've been around longer, because you got more experience than I do. Like, you earn that shit from me. And the only way I ever respect you is if I know that I can trust you. So if I can't trust you, definitely not gonna have my respect. That's for sure. It is what it is, man. But yeah, thanks for coming by, Jesse. I appreciate you, man. We'll catch you in the next one, brother. I mean, and Adam, with each step too of all of this, like every time it gets closer and closer, I get more and more like aware, more and more excited, more and more like stoked, and more like pointed towards exactly what I know what I want to do with this whole thing too. So every time we get closer to it, man, trust is very hard to give sometimes. Yeah, amen to that. And I really don't give it that easily at all. Everyone gets one chance to have my trust and respect. Make one mistake, that's it. I'll still talk to you, but the respect and trust is gone. Amen to that, Adam. It's almost as if we are literally brothers. 100%, man. 100%. Because that's exactly how I am too. And I like that's the thing is like even as much as I say that sort of guarded statement about it, I'll give it to you freely and openly, right off the bat, right from the get go. But if you show me I can't trust you, then that's it. The respect is off. It's all gone. It's all gone. And the only way you can build it back is by showing me that I can trust you. A family who I talked to, but didn't have any of my trust and respect. Amen to that too, man. Amen to that too. And I know you and I talked a little bit more personally about that, but and some of the other ghosts too, Cat too. I know we've talked about it, but I got zero contact with a lot of my family because of that reason. Because I have zero trust and zero respect for any of them. There's only one person I stay in contact with, and that's it. That's all it's gonna be for the rest of my life. And it's just a firm boundary that I set that I'm not moving an inch on. I'm not doing that. If I see you in real life, sure, we walk right past each other with no problems. But I'm not, because I'm not holding on to nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not holding on to it. I'll walk right past you like you don't even exist. I don't care. It's over. All the shit that happened is over. You know what I mean? It's just I'm not holding on to nothing. So I'll walk right past you like it don't matter. I just don't got respect or trust for you. So you're just another person. You're just another rando to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, amen to that too. You definitely gotta have boundaries. You don't got boundaries, you ain't doing nothing right, man. You're just letting people walk all over you, letting people do whatever they want with their words, with their physicalness, with their imposing nonsense, with their trying to impose shit on you, like being like, oh, you don't trust me, you don't have respect for your this, your elder, your blah blah blah. I'm like, no, man, I don't, because you're not a trustworthy person. That's the other thing too. Like I've heard psychologists say this to kids that have gone through trauma and stuff like that, and it's so fucking true. Everyone needs to hear this, man. Like literally everyone needs to hear this at least once in your life. And I don't care even if you got good parents or not, man. Everyone got to hear this. Your parents, your family, they were all people first before they were your parents. And you might not like the people they were. You might not like the people they were before they became your parents. You know what I mean? And it's just a fact. Like it's literally just a fact. Your parents were people before they were your supposed loving parents. The same goes for anybody with any kind of title related to you or like even a friend. They're a person before they became that to you. So if you don't establish your boundaries with people like that, then they'll just like energy vampires suck it all out of you. Like, it's not fun, dude. It's not fun being around those types of people your whole life, and it's not good for you either. Like, you've got way more important shit to be worried about in life than earning somebody's respect who doesn't give you, who doesn't reciprocate that back to you. Yes, everyone has a past. You may not like the type of person they was. Yeah, amen. And yeah, dude, you can't be letting negativity in your life like that. And again, I don't mean to get all fucking like guru on you guys or nothing, but it's just the truth. It's just like a fact of life. You can't let people that have that sort of negative energy just kind of drag you down with them, because that's the only thing that they'll ever do. No matter how much you try to approach it from like I'm a help, I'm gonna get you help, I'm gonna be there for you, I'm blah blah blah. Sometimes the best way to love somebody like that is to love them from afar. You can love them from afar and let them work through all the shit they got to work through. Because sometimes the other thing is too is like with people like that, with all that negativity in their life, the only thing that's gonna fix that for them is some kind of rock bottom. You know what I mean? The same with like people with like family that have family that's like addicts and stuff too. You know, sometimes the only thing is rock bottom. It's gonna get them to snap out of it. Like, I have uncles who have my trust and respect. I don't talk to, only for the fact they know I have my own family. Yeah. That's very similar, Adam, to the relationship I think that I have with most of you guys. Like, it's not like we have to be talking all the time, but we do. We do because we just all relate to each other so much. But I could go like 5 years with never talking to y'all and like see you tomorrow and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Pick it up like it's like we never left. You know what I mean? Like that kind of relationship. And that's because I do. I had that sort of trust and respect for all you guys, just by in the way that y'all are with interacting with me and stuff. So. Oh yeah, we all do have our rough days. That's for sure. That's for sure. And pick up where we left off. Yeah. That's that soul relationship, man. That's that soul connection that you have. That type of connection where you can just not talk to the person forever. And I know a couple other people like that too. There's a dude that I used to play music with. We used to busk together when we were in college. We used to sit on the street and busk because we went to a community college that had this part of the campus was like in a it was like a city area where you could like sit out on the street, and we used to busk together in between class. Like, I'd bring my guitar and he'd have like a djembe or like some kind of hand drum, and we would just play together and busk. And people, I don't know, we made like $20 one day, and we end up getting coffee and stuff like that. But he's like that. Like, I have not heard from him in forever, and I'm sure if I had like if he was to reach out, I know his first name too, Ian. If he reached out to me and right now was just like, "Hey, what's up, man?" We'd pick up like it was nothing. We'd just be like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" Like, we never stopped talking. Oh, my army buddies still talk, but well, and that's part of where the respect for each other's boundaries come in. You know what I mean? Where we just give that to each other because we know that you've got something going on. You know you got life. You know you got that going on, and as you just those types of people are respecting that boundary. You know what I mean? Like, I know you got stuff going on. I hit you up. I'm not like, "Oh, how come you haven't responded? Oh, how come this? How come that?" Like, I know you get to it when you can. I know we got stuff going on. It is good to have that. It is good to have that. It surprises our wives how we just talk. Yeah. Well, it's not. It's not a lot of people in the world that can do that, Adam. There's not a lot of people in the world that can just do that. You just pick up like nothing ever happened. And I mean, I say that, but the more and more this channel grows, the more and more I realize there is a lot of those types of people out there in the world like that, man. And we are those types of people. So. And that's why too with the channel, I'm just kind of taking that approach. Like if I build it, they'll come. My people, you guys. That is a good thing to have. It's definitely a good thing to have. Look at all the puppies, man. They're all sleeping. For them. Family passed out. There you go, guys. Sheep and a muffin. Induced. Let's take him back here. Right next to me. Well, thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. And it's only really with the help of y'all too, because I mean, the world, like Adam was saying, it can feel like a real lonely place. And before I started just saying, you know what, fuck it, I'm alone, I'm gonna be consistent with this thing, and then started realizing that you guys were out there, it did. It felt like it was kind of lonely, you know. But seeing the response, knowing you guys are out there, anything does well when you're consistent with it, man. Anything does. That's part of the reason I got so decent at guitar too. I don't I was I don't know how much you guys really know about the channel, but like some of the other stuff I used to post was about me being born like disabled and still like learning how to ride motorcycle and stuff like that. Where there's a will, there's a way, man. Like I don't have all the fingers on my right hand, and that's the throttle for the motorcycle. It's also the front brake for the motorcycle is on the right side. Um, and I, I just really wanted to ride motorcycle. I just really wanted to ride horse. I just really wanted to ride or play guitar. I really just wanted to learn to shoot a bow. I really just wanted to learn to shoot a rifle. I really just wanted to learn to do all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I just stayed persistent enough with it, and I'm like I'm pretty good at a lot of that stuff now, just because I kept going with it. So you know, anything you really want to do in life, dude, you just gotta just like you said earlier, Kat. You know, you just gotta jump in, man. You gotta stop trying to dip your toes in. Do it. Just do it. You're gonna fall. You're gonna get hurt. It's gonna fucking suck. You're gonna get denied. You're gonna get like all kinds of shitty shit's gonna happen. But if it's something you really want to do, none of that's gonna matter to you in the moment when it happens to you. Like when I laid my first bike down, I picked that shit right back up and I got on it. When I laid my Harley down, I was mad because it was such an expensive, beautiful motorcycle, but I still picked it right the back up and kept going. Like, and it was a heavy ass motor. It was way heavier than my first one. The fucking Harley is like close to 1,000 pounds. I don't even know. Don't even ask me how I lifted the fucking thing up, but I did. I lifted it up on my own, got back on it, kept going to work, kept riding on my way to work. Got to work with a dented gas can, or yeah, gas tank. But who fucking cares? Heck, my brother has a channel. He's in a wheelchair and he's slowly building it up. Yeah, man, that's what it's all about. It's all about being like, 'cause that's the thing. Like everyone thinks like the internet, you gotta go viral. Like yeah, sure, but no, not really. You don't want, and trust me, you don't want to go viral because that's like 15 minutes of fame. It lasts about 15 minutes and then it's done. You're done. It's like the Hawk Tuah girl. It's like any one of the dumb things that happened in the last like 5 years on the internet, or even in the last like 10 to 15 years here on YouTube, particularly like the Logan Pauls, the Paul brothers, like all that dumb, like KSI, like all that dumb crap that's out there right now that's still successful. They were just consistent in their stupidity. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I could be consistent in something that fucking matters, I know I've already got all those idiot losers beat by like light years. You know what I mean? So it's like, you just gotta say fuck it. Like, sorry, I don't mean to curse or nothing, but You just gotta fucking say fuck it. And I normally do not mind cursing. I'm just trying to keep it mostly PG for being here on YouTube. I don't, there's kids on here. I'm not trying to be a jerk. But at the same time, you just gotta say fuck it. you know, you just gotta do it and say fuck it. I'm gonna do it no matter what. you know, you just gotta say fuck it. When I get the chance, I'll put the. Yeah, dude, please definitely share your brother's channel, like, cause I love watching that stuff, man. yeah. You just gotta say fucking take the plunge, man. You really do. Not that, that's definitely been my philosophy too. Like, I whenever I was growing up, people would always be like, "Oh, you like to learn the hard way." Yeah, actually, I do. I don't fucking know why, cause it sucks most of the time. But yeah, I do. I like learning the hard way. Sue me, hang me, and I do. I don't know why, but I do. I love learning the hard way. I love like having mistakes like literally come smack me right in the face and be like, see what you did now? Don't do that again. And I learned too, man. I learned right from it. Yeah. Oh my God, Taurus. Yep. Just fucking stubborn bulls, dude. There are no two ways about that. They're just stubborn bulls. Yep. Yeah. And I'm not like a crazy like astrologer. Yep, bullheaded. Yep, exactly. Yeah, like no, it's dumb. It's really stupid because it sucks to learn the hard way. It's not easy. Like it's not the easier way. It's always the harder way. But don't ask me why I like it. I just do. I'm struggling with the why myself. Virgo, if we doing zodiac signs. Yeah, man, we're doing zodiac signs. Nobody, there's something to astrology, and I think astronomy is the science that actually backs all that shit up if you pay attention, if you pay close enough attention. But astrology is way different than astronomy. The distinction is important to make, but I think the science in astronomy definitely backs up the esoteric wisdom that can be found in astrology. And yeah, most of the horoscope stuff is kind of silly, nancy bullshit that they're just like, it's universal language that they use in that stuff, and it's just intentionally made to be relatable. But certain parts of your that stuff is, no matter whether you're a believer in it or not, is gonna speak to you just because the influence that energies from fucking space really do have on you, and it's more or less just about the energy of things, and it's like this. Nikola Tesla said it best: the key to understanding the universe is to think of it in vibration and stuff like that, energy and vibration and all that, and that's literally how all that shit works. And if you take I've always said this too, if you take the definition of energy and you take the definition of God and you remove all the like geographical cult things that come along with that, and you remove that and you just have that there, energy and God are both the same fucking thing. It's the force that moves every goddamn thing in the universe. Forgive my cursing. Sorry, I don't mean to get all excited about it, but it's also something that I've studied a lot for a real long time. Like I initially went to college to be an astronomer, and I did a lot of extracurricular study outside of college as well, with like world religions, comparative religions. I also took religions and comparative religions while I was in college too. So there's a formal and a informal extracurricular like a lot of research went into that. Like I was a very lonely, nerdy, like book reading type kid, and a lot of it was on the internet because I grew up in that time period. But and yeah, Tesla was an insane fucking genius of his time, arguably more intelligent than someone like Einstein too. And no offense to Einstein, because he was also a genius IQ and a very intelligent human being. But they both understood that the key to understanding everything in the entire universe, and that is like the all, like all of it, like not just your immediate galaxy that you live in, or even the supercluster that our galaxy exists within, like of other galaxies, like the whole of it all is all understood through vibrations and energy and all that crap. Like again, I don't mean to get all like guru-y or spacey or too deep or whatever on you guys, but it's just, to me it's a matter of fact because of the way that I've come to learn all of it and come to like understand it all. And like I've also said in discussing anything religious, you have to be a multicultural type of person in order to really gain a true understanding of what religion means, because it means two things. It means a very personal thing for the people of the culture of the tradition that it comes from. Then it also has a very real meaning in reality, and then that there is not necessarily like an order to things, or that there's a higher power or any kind of platitude like that. I don't mean to just throw any kind of dumb platitude at you guys like that, but like that there is a structure to it, that there is a rhythmic sort of thing to it, that none of it would be perceivable without your mind, that there's basically kind of like seven very true axioms about the universe that everything kind of follows from those like seven main axioms of truth in the universe. But I don't want to get all fucking crazy deep on you guys with it, but yes, no, there's a grain of truth in every mythology, in every philosophy, in every religion, in every creation myth, in everything. There's a grain of truth in all of that. There's archetypes of people, there's archetypes of spirits, if you will, energies, if you want to call it that, whatever the heck you want to call it. And again, I'm not trying to be all weird and fucking like culty and fucking none of that shit, but yeah, I've always been sort of like an eclectic spiritual person myself. I've maintained that I'm more or less just like a Buddhist. I don't identify with a particular religion anymore. I was raised Roman Catholic, but I don't identify with any denomination of Christianity or Muslim or anything like that. All of those stories are very beautiful stories though, and have great, intense, profound morals to be learned from that unfortunately a lot of the devout followers don't even themselves like take advantage of learning from, unfortunately, which is like the conundrum of like religion in general. But that's just people in mass. That's a different beast altogether, literally. Yeah, I was raised Roman Catholic. Like Latin, mass was in Latin. And actually, when my grandmother passed away, they held a fucking like 2 hour long Latin mass in Catholic Church downtown, where she initially was baptized and all that stuff. And I was baptized. I never had my first communion. As a Catholic, so. And again, like I believe in the core like principles of like Jesus and what he really meant, and the things that I've studied, particularly in relation to like Jesus and stuff like that, man, is I remember hearing, yeah, um, is that there's just and again, this comes with a little bit of like my historical study too. Like it comes from that. Like it's again, it's a matter of fact of history. And if you read between the lines, you don't just get the story of the victors in history. You can really understand it if you read in between the lines. Because yeah, history is written by the winners, but there are literally, for anyone still paying attention, there are literally, because I don't mean to get all deep and weird and crazy and boring or anything like that, but there are literally 10 different religious figures that predate Jesus Christ himself, and they all have every single one of them have the same, almost within like a few years of their times and like their ages and stuff like that, like of the time that they lived. But there's 10 religious figures that predate Jesus Christ, like literally predate him, but they're almost the exact same archetypal figure that Jesus was, which again leads me to believe that there is that moral, or there is that grain of truth in all that, that there maybe was some type of person, or there is some type of archetypal type of person that we should all kind of strive to be like, and that they do exist in everyday regular life. They're just not out getting stories written about them and having people build giant cults around them anymore, because I think a lot of modern regular everyday people like us ghosts kind of know that type of shit gets a little bit dangerous, you know what I mean, with people, because of the greed and the bad parts of people that can come out when they get a hold of any kind of like little bit of power like that, or authority, once they become acquainted with the wisdom that grants them said authority. But it's just, yeah, it's all different and the same at the same time. So yeah, there's so many different accounts. But Horus was born of a virgin mother. He began his quote unquote teachings around the same age as Jesus, right in his like kind of early 30s, and then died right around 33 or 32, 34, right in that area. And then after Horus, there's 9 other religious figures, or there's like 8 other religious figures, and before Horus, there's one that also is the exact same story, born of a virgin mother, da 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 da, all that stuff. And they're from different religions, pagan religions even, and you know, religions that have a pantheon of gods instead of just the one. It's sad how people are so brainwashed. It is really sad how people are so brainwashed to not see all of that like interconnectivity between all of that stuff. And they're brainwashed because that's the divide and conquer works so well. And originally with Catholicism, the very beginning of that was the Council of Nicaea, where they removed a lot of what they call the apocryphal books, which were more mystical parts of Christianity that told the person, the reader, that you can talk to God at any time. You don't have to go to church and listen to some guy with a pointy hat who says that only he can talk to God. You don't have to do that. You can literally speak with God because you are a piece of God. God is within you all the time. Like, those were parts of the Bible that were removed in the Council of Nicaea, so that Emperor Constantine and all of his Senate members could have control over the last little remaining bits of the Roman Empire. And look how well that worked. It crumbled soon after the Byzantine Empire. It crumbled very quickly after that. And a lot of the philosophers from ancient Greek and like Roman times argue that too. Like, once you start focusing on like a monotheistic, quote unquote democratic, that's not really actually democratic type of society, that marks the very beginning of the downfall of that society, because they start doing a lot of stupid shit and being brainwashed, you know, by these people that kind of lord over them and don't deserve that, even that title. Because, you know, the thing that I've always argued too, and gotten into trouble with like philosophy professors and even my English professors and stuff like that too would get mad at me, but I always argued for an enlightened monarchy as the most ideal form of government for a mass group of humans. And it has to be a truly enlightened government or enlightened monarchy where the person at the top is actually truly enlightened. Otherwise, it's just another version of what we've got right now and what we've had forever and what we've always had and what we'll always continue to have, as long as, you know, not enough good people stand up for what's right. Come here. No, get, stop it. Quieto, nene, para. Deja a ella. Deja a ella sola. Quieto. Deja a ella sola. Sorry about that. The little guy, even though he's fixed, still wants to jump on his older, or his younger, much larger, impossible to mate with sister. But that's true. Nature is my church. Yeah. No, nature and everything natural has always been my church too. That's why I like the wolfy dogs. I like them so much because they've got the enough of that percentage of the wolf in their DNA that they're still very natural creatures, and they're still very like, even though they've got the two other dog breeds as well bred into them, they're still very like natural creatures and still behave in such a way that they're still a little bit natural. They're very tame, obviously, but they still have their natural wolf moments, like the howls and the and this, the chewing on me, and the, all that, the standing up right here, like on top of me. That's a very wolf type. Not, and it's not a dominant behavior. It's actually a submissive behavior. But because they're wolves, they submit in a different way. But yeah, beautiful wolfies. Yeah, and also the that sort of like spiritual weird wolf experience I told you about, Cat. I've shared with some of the other ghosts too. I don't know who exactly, but or if on a stream like this, but I have shared with you. Oh, we kisses from the big fan will be kisses on Papa's face. Yeah, Papa's your good boy. Papa's good big wolf. And I sometimes want to get the DNA test for these guys too, to just see exactly how much a percentage of the Eurasian gray wolf they have, like the timber wolf. Because I know it's not a large percentage. The girl, I think, the little girl, has more wolf in her than the big guy. I think he's got a little bit more German Shepherd in him than the little one. What is that, a cat? No, it's not a cat, Maurice. It is a wolf. He's just like right up on the screen. Here, back up, Bubba, because he's being a wolf. He's a wolf dog. He's a wolf dog. He's a big wolf dog. How fan. And the way you can tell he's got that wolf in him is that big old painted, like, paintbrush, like, tail that you can see wagging back and forth. How fan, Wolfie? Look, you good boy. You gonna wag your tail again? So they can see that? No? Okay. Yep. He's really doing the, like, Wolfie submission thing and, like, getting on top of me right now. He's trying to climb over me. What? What are you doing? Wolfie wolf, huh? I'll show you. We got two of them. Yay! The two of them. Huh, Lucy? Asha. Wolfie. She's got more wolf in her, though, for sure. I definitely want to get the DNA test, though, because and I say that just based on looks. I could even end up being wrong. I don't know. He looks like a giant German Shepherd with a wolf tail. Unless I take his collar off. When I take his collar off, he looks just like a friggin' wolf, dude, because then all the scruff comes out. He's like a big guy. Yeah, wolf. My God, don't that thing want some meat? Yeah, they eat a really nice type of meat. You're from South Africa. Oh, what's up, man? What's up from South Africa? How's it going? How's the weather over there, man? Is it hot? Yeah, they do. They eat meats. They eat a really cool type of dog food that's got meat. It's made of mostly meat. They eat like pork, chicken. They eat. Oh, it's cold and it's raining. Okay. Well, what's up, man? What's up from the U.S.? Thanks for coming by the chat and saying what's up, man. I hate to leave, but I gotta do the work thing tonight, so I need to recharge for a few. I truly enjoyed this session. It was awesome. Yeah. No, thanks for coming by, Kat. I appreciate it. I'll catch you in the next one. Get some rest. Definitely got to before you go to work. This work is always fun, right? Gotta love work. Got to love work, right? The time by US is 22:31. Night. Okay, it's nighttime where you're at, huh, Maurice? Yeah, we'll catch you later. Thanks, Kat. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming by, man. Ah, so it's raining and a little bit cold at night for you, huh? What part of South Africa are you from? What if you don't have to say if you don't want to, man. I know it's like a live stream. You don't have to, but I'm just curious. Ah, so what is it like there by you guys? It's very warm and sunny today. A little bit windy. There's a hurricane that's supposed to hit the East Coast, and I'm in from the coast a little bit, but Sedgefield, Western Cape. Okay, cool. Sweet, man. Nice. It's cool to meet you. Yeah, here, I'll give you a little bit better view of what it looks like here. Outside in the sun. It's just sunny and a little bit hot. It's not like super hot, but yeah. Got blue skies. It's not raining. That's for sure. So there's that. Sedgefield, the Western Cape. Nice. I've not been there. Sorry that you asked what was up with the mask. This is just to cover my face. It's kind of a part of like the channel and the character and all that stuff. But yeah. But it's a part of like a character that I'm working on writing and kind of like either turning into, like I said, like I've said a bunch of times before, it's gonna be a book, and then once I finish writing the book, I'm either gonna try to make it into like a film or have it made into a good video game or something like that. I'm just not sure yet. But yeah, it's kind of just all part of the channel and like the character that I'm making. That I've been working on. Yeah. Then I've just also too been kind of using like video game streaming too, because like the you can get masks like this in a lot of the games. There's like and actually like Red Dead Redemption 2, the online version. That's got, if you go like check out the channel at all, and you don't have to, no pressure. Like it's cool if you don't want to, but and like I said, I appreciate you coming by, hanging out, and saying what up. But it just all fit in the same time period of the character that I've been working on like my whole life, and I've been like in and out of like I work full time. I went to college and stuff like that too, but I've been in construction for a really long time, and just kind of in the last like year or so been kind of more consistent here on YouTube, trying to be anyway, trying to stay consistent. I've just been growing the channel out a little bit, and we're not an anime. You look like an anime character. Nice. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Rachel, what's up? Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, Ms. Rage? How are you? Just kind of hanging in the yard with the wolfies and the puppy, the little guy. Where's your little puppy? And the wolfies. Enjoy the day off. Yeah. Of course, man. It is a nice day off. Yeah. It's not too bad. Not a bad day to sit outside and chill. We were playing some guitar earlier. Chatting. A bunch of other ghosts earlier too. Just hanging out. Talking about knives and blades and swords and all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, we're just talking. Just hanging out. Just hanging around. Look like an anime character. So what anime character, if you don't mind me asking, you think I look like? in all ways. Yeah, bro, it's like that everywhere. Okay, you guys can show that if you didn't. If you, yeah, I hope you did. I can't tell because it doesn't update for me. But yeah, the government's fucked everywhere, man. I've traveled to a bunch of different places all over the world too. And it's fucked everywhere, dude. It's fucked everywhere. We let them have too much of our power as people. But yeah, it's fucked everywhere. I can only imagine though that it's like worse in other places and maybe just like worse in different ways too. So like the main character from Tokyo. Nice, nice. Yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Cool, cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. Thanks. You guys eating the stick, man? You don't have to eat the stick. You know you have food. You go inside and eat the food. Get water. Goofy ass wolves. Just chewing up a steak, man. Lucy, Asha, Lucy. Wait. She's so intent with it. She don't care. Three. I've got the three. I've got the three, Rachel. The two wolf dogs right there, and then the little guy. The little guy. He's actually older than him. He's like, I think 8. I've had him for a while. I rescued him from Puerto Rico, actually. He's a little rescue from Puerto Rico, so he mostly speaks Spanish. He mostly speaks Spanish, believe it or not. He knows English because he's been in a household where they speak 2 languages. One thing I can say, you also look like a Call of Duty grinder. It's funny, dude. You know what's funny about that, man? I used to play Call of Duty like way back in the day. And I might be dating myself a little bit here, but I used to play Call of Duty like way back in the day. Like the first 2 major Call of Duties, I used to grind the crap out of those. But I have not played. Oh, que linda. Yeah, I know. He's a cosita linda. Yeah, he's cute. He's a cute little thing. But the first 2, I definitely played the crap out of for a long time. Like I loved playing online, and then it just like once they started being like the same thing, and I mostly played online after you beat the story. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just more of the same and the same and the same and the same. So I was like, I'm bored. I don't want to play this shit no more. And I haven't picked up a Call of Duty game in like forever, like for a really, really, really long time. I mostly spend a lot of time in like Red Dead. Um, I've been spending a lot of time in Ready or Not recently too. Ready or Not's another game that I've been jamming a lot, especially because I bought it for a friend of mine so that he and I could play. He's on the West Coast, and he and I just are always up around the same time. So we end up like kicking doors together. It's just mad fun. What other games do I play a lot right now? I kind of sort of like beat quote unquote Schedule 1. Like I mean like because they still gotta update it. It's not finished yet or anything, but I've like got unlocked everything you can in that game. Trying to think, man, what else? What the games do we play, man? I was jamming Valheim for a while too. I like to build. I love building in games. Obviously, like Minecraft way back in the day, but and I used to love building in that game. But I like building in Valheim. If you go back far enough on the channel, there's a bunch of like streams. Yeah, there's streams that where I kind of showcase some of the builds that I made in Valheim, just like big giant Viking houses. 'Cause I love that shit. I'm a big medieval nerd too, so which was something we were talking about the swords earlier too. But Valheim. What else do I play, man? I play lots of games, but I spend a lot of time in Red Dead. Yeah, awesome, man. Red Dead is Very good game. Like weed, like meat. The game High on Life, based on Rick and Morty. Yeah, no, one of my friends used to play that too a lot, and I just never got a chance to jam it, but it always looked like a fun game to play for sure. And it's funny too. You said that thing about the Call of Duty because one of the other ghosts in one of the subs in chat that's on Ghost Team on our Discord and stuff. This has been around for a while. He was saying I should totally dress the wolves up and dress myself up in like the old school like OG Ghost outfit with like this type of mask and like the Oakleys on, and like have the wolves in like the dog body armor and like kind of just walk around on Halloween like that. I might do it. I might do it just for the fun of it, man. It'd be fun. Because I already did get Fenrir one of the black, like all black, kind of like plate carrier looking vest. That's like the harness for him. But he got too big too quick, and I think I have to get a bigger one for him and give his sister the one that I got for him. Man, that would look amazing. I know, wouldn't it? That'd be awesome. When he was saying that, I was like, dude, that's actually not a bad idea. That'd be badass. Be badass as shit. You're just like carrying them around with me on Halloween. You know, go for a walk in the park with them or something. Just like film one of those those videos of like the the dude you see on YouTube like where he's like walking around in like the Peaky Blinders outfit, or he's like just like filming people's reactions and they're all like, "Huh?" Like as he walks by, you know what I mean? Like just do something stupid like that. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. Wow, you guys are just going to town. Do you want food? Do you want to go inside and get water and food? Not eating is sick. I mean, it's fine. It's not gonna kill you to eat it. It's a very fibrous diet. You can have some big shits. They act like they never ate before, man, and they gotta eat some stick, but they eat so much meat all the time, dude. I can't tell you how expensive it is to feed those two big wolves, dude. Oh yeah, of course, man. Of course. Of course I do. I wouldn't have made it this far in life if I didn't. Yeah, I was just, yeah. hmm Yeah, I was doing that earlier. It's just off screen, so that YouTube doesn't can be stupid about it. But yeah. That's kind of what some of these sessions are here with the wolves and stuff. They're just sitting outside instead of sitting inside. Get some fresh air, sorta. Instantly a friend. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hey, it's one love, man. It's one love. Everybody that smokes, it's one love, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Heck yeah, dude. Oh yeah. The only thing that would make it cooler was like if I could hear your accent. That would be cool. I'm also, besides being a medieval nerd, like I studied language a lot and I speak two other languages. I speak one a little bit more fluently than the other, Spanish, obviously, and then I speak French. Not super fluent in that anymore, but I can like order food and like talk with the waiter and like that kind of stuff, or talk like casual French. I can do that, and if I was to sit with it for a longer time, I'm sure I could do it. But since I was a little kid, I've always loved doing accents. That's why I said the thing about like the only thing that make it cooler is if I could hear your accent. I used to love doing that when I was a little kid, dude. I still do from time to time. You'll hear me on stream if you come and hang out in any of them. You'll hear me busting the random accents sometimes. I think I busted out in the Irish one earlier when I was like telling the dogs to calm down. If you listen to rap music, I would like you to listen to a South African rapper called Youngster CPT. Okay. He got a YouTube channel? I'll check it out. I'm sure he does. Even if you don't, I'll just listen to it. Youngster CPT. All right. All right. I'll check it out. I'll be a wolf. And Twitch channel and Discord. Cool, man. Next time I'm like doing like a actual gaming stream, because like later I want to do that. I want to try to do that story time stuff. I'll post his link in the thing. I'll also share it on the channel if you don't mind me doing that, Adam. Oye, Aquiles. Hey, Aquiles. Oye, deja eso. Vente aquí. Vámonos aquí. Ahora. Vente con papá, loco. Quítate eso, déjalo perro allá. Está vivo aquí. Love that story time idea. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I think it'll be mad fun. Sweet. Thanks. I will definitely share it on the channel. And next time I do like I'm chilling gaming, I'll throw them in there as like a recommendation for other people that come by want to check them out. If you don't mind me asking, Adam, what's his disability with being in the wheelchair and stuff like that? You don't have to say. You can just tell me to shut the fuck up if you don't want to say, or if he doesn't want you to say. But I'm sure if he's streaming and shit like that, he don't mind. It's the same with me. I don't mind telling people. Aquiles, vente aquí, bonito boy. Chico. Little gremlin. Little gremlin. Ah, okay. Hey, you're all good, man. You're good. I got you. Ain't no worries, man. My dad uses crutches. He's got one leg. No shit, man. Yeah, I was born without all the digits on my right hand, but I never let it stop me, man. I'm riding motorcycles. I play guitar. I play video games with like a regular ass controller. It don't. It's a lot. Yeah, no, I get you. No, that's what I'm saying, man. I get you. It's a lot. It's a lot to have to type out. I got you. It's no worries, man. I totally understood that, like, as soon as you said it. So, no worries, bro. I get it. You know, another dude, Maurice, another dude that I have played like Ghost Recon Breakpoint with too. That's another game that I've jammed here on the channel. Metalhead Hippie. He uses crutches too. He's amputee from like the knee down, I think. But this motherfucker the other day he put a video up like a couple weeks ago of him like using a push weed whacker to like knock down a bunch of the like real tall grass and weeds and shit in his yard, because it's, you know, once spring hits up in Alaska, like everything kind of shoots up. It's the same here. This is the same anywhere. Once spring's over, in a cold spot, like all the shit just shoots up really quick. But so he was clearing it, and it's just, I mean, one, it was really satisfying to watch someone clear tall grass with a weed whacker, just in general. But two, obviously, it's fucking crazy to see the dude doing it with just one goddamn leg. So like, it's just, you know, life is what it is, man. You make the most of it and do the best you can. What are you doing? Got all this dirt on your face, man. Look at all that. Look at all that dirt from playing in the dirt. Look at you. Look at you. Oh, don't yell at me, dude. You just got dirt all over your chin. Trying to get it off your head. You're like dirt dreads on your chin, boy. In your beard. Boy. All the wolves come over and say, is she okay? Is she okay? You're not messing with our little brother, right? Wolf. Alright, Come on, wolves. We go back inside, huh? Get some water and some food. I don't know what time it is necessarily here. It's about that time. They're about to go eat. Might have to go feed the wolves. That's probably why they're being silly. On my soul, at least he's keeping on. But it was just one that kind of grass. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Just watching people get through shit like that. But and everybody got something too. Like even if it's not a big disability like that, everybody got something. But some kind of shit they gotta work through that make them you know, whatever. Whatever the hell it is. See the wolfies. What you doing, wolfies? Just in the backside of the house here. Got a bunch of this shit coming up that I'm gonna have to cut here too. And it was crazy when I first got to this house, man. There's all this like English ivy growing out of the ground. And it was growing and it was like coming up and approaching and it was like starting to climb up all over the house and shit. I had to pull it all out of the ground. You couldn't like it was either that or I had to do like what my native ancestors did, man, and like burn all the underbrush so that I could have new soil to work with again, man. It was bad. But I ended up ripping a lot of it out by hand, which sucked because I didn't want to like burn nothing down. And I mean I could have controlled it and everything, but still, I just didn't want to burn nothing down or like freak any of the neighbors out with like some native tradition and have them not know what the fuck I'm doing or not realize that I know what I'm doing. But and then I end up calling the fire department and who knows, you got to pay like all this bullshit fines and all that nonsense. But anyway, so I ripped it all up, but so now it's just mostly dirt. And I can plant some grass, but these motherfuckers like to run around all over the place, so I can't really like keep grass here yet. But at a certain point, get all this shit cleaned up and then have some grass here so that they can chill in the grass. You won't have to call you. We might be able to hook that up, man. I gotta see what I got going on after here because I gotta go and feed them because they're getting a little bit anxious. They want the meats. They're like, dude, this stick was not enough. I'm hungry. So, but yeah. So anyway, on that note, I will catch all you ghosts later. Thank you all the new guys for coming and hanging out, like Maurice, man. I appreciate you for coming and hanging out, man. Thanks for saying what's up. It's cool to meet someone from the other side of the pond, so to speak. We'll give a shout out to Jesse too for coming in, man. One of the new ones for coming by. Appreciate that. We'll give our member a shout out, YOLO. Thank you. Strawberry Fox 162. Mads for coming by too. Cat. Adam, my main man, my brother. Who else came by? These streams always get a bunch of people in them. Silk, thank you for coming out, brother. That's my other big older brother from another mother. He's my ghost brother. Good child, man. Keep calm. Yeah, you too, Maurice. You too, man. Keep calm, and we can stick together, man. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out with the wolfies. I will go feed them, and then we will catch you guys in a little bit of a nice ghosty stream later. Maybe do some story time, like I said. I don't know. Maybe do like an hour stream of that or something. 2 hours. I don't know. Depends on how it goes. And then maybe we'll just pick up and do some bounties or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but either way, I'll catch you guys in the next stream. So later, ghosts. I appreciate it. Peace out. Like my man Maurice said, everybody stay calm. Look after each other. Be nice to each other. Watch each other's backs. Say goodbye to the wolfies.
No puppies. Yeah. We'll catch you guys later. Later, ghosts. Thank you guys. Peace.